Welcome to Aunt Gay's Kitchen. I have a 100-year-old pie crust recipe that I found and replaced my original pie crust recipe with. It's you start out with 2½ cups of flour and 1 cup of shortening. Some people like to use lard. I like to use butter flavored shortening. You could use butter flavored Crisco, or in my case I just use the store brand butter flavored. And a dash of salt in your bowl. Then you mix these up. I use a fork. You just cut the shortening into the flour until it forms and like beads. Now when you start out, be sure you have clean hands because you're going to be handling this dough. Okay, when it's thoroughly mixed, then you add your milk and vinegar mixture. Continue to mix it. Now I like to use a pastry sheet on my counter. It just makes for easy cleanup. The filling I'm going to use in this is a recipe that you can use for cherry pie, peach pie, just about any. It calls for 5 cups of cherries. I use tart cherries, a cup of sugar, a ½ cup of flour, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Mixing just always has to be done by hand, but you also want to be careful that you don't handle it too much because that will make it tough. And this is what you'll end up with. Take half of this to make your bottom crust. Flour your pastry sheet. Roll it out. You should preheat your oven to 375. Fold your crust over. Put it in your pie plate. Press it into the plate. The excess. And then you can add your cherries. I used frozen cherries today, so these are still a little bit frozen. You want to take the rest of your dough to make your top crust. Lay it out fairly thin. To make cuts in the dough so you'll have vents for the steam to escape. Just make some curved lines. Now I like to use a little bit of butter on top of my cherries, a couple of tablespoons, just dot around. Now we're ready to cover it. Along the top of the pan and then cut off the excess. Now you can crimp the edges to make a pretty crust by taking 2 fingers from one hand, your thumb, forefinger, and your thumb, and then put the forefinger of your other hand and press the crust between the 2 fingers. Now, to make it big golden and pretty, I like to spray it with a little bit of I can't believe it's not butter on the top. And then sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it. Now I'm going to bake this in 2 stages. I'm going to put it in there for 25 minutes, and I'm going to take it out and put this ring around it like this. It will keep your edges, your crust edges, from getting too dark. Now I like to put an old cookie sheet underneath on the second shelf, because invariably it'll run over, and putting the cookie sheet on it makes it easier to clean up after it.